Basically, the last, if you were in the workshop, this should have guided you a bit. Um, CV, basically, as I said before, is just a short word for the term curriculum vitae, which is course of life, right? So, when you say something is a course of life, what does that practically mean? It means your detailed experience from your whole journey in life, right? So, but this time it's now detailed to your professional and academic experience. So most times, some places will ask you send CV, but most times if you go and send a CV, because CV are usually more than 5 to 6 page. So if you go and send a 5 to 6 page CV for them, you might not get the job. Nobody has the time. Have worked as HR before. What they might send CV, because in Nigeria we confuse our words because they don't understand what is the real term. What they basically mean is resume. A resume is what they need. A resume is a one pager document. I'm going to come there. But CV, as we said, is course of life. So basically it contains your professional and academic history, right? And then if you remember what I said before, your CV is used in two places. I'm going to come there. Whenever you are applying for an academic function, right? Let's say you're in academia, your professors, your master student, what they use is their CV. And most times, if you usually see CV is more than 3, 4, 5 pager because you are listing your publication, your workshops, your experience level, where you have taught, and all of that. So those things are contained in the CV, right? And then another place where your CV is needed is in the research field. So if you are into research, if you notice most academians are into research. So two critical places that need CV are the academia field and the research field. Once you are out of those two places, what people need is your resume. So I'm going to be teaching us because we're going to be designing our own resume from start to finish, and it's going to be standard. And things you are going to be learning is I'm going to link your resume to your LinkedIn to your portfolio. Now, these things matters because when you come to my LinkedIn, I'm going to show us my LinkedIn. If you come to my LinkedIn, you will get my resume, you will get my portfolio. They are all linked together. So anybody that picks up my CV, once he goes to my LinkedIn, you will see that he's seeing the same information he saw on my CV on my LinkedIn. Then my portfolio is now backing it up. So I'm going to take us through because CV is like your resume is like your write up. As I said before, portfolio is an evidence that you did what you did. So I don't know if you have been able to get a concept of CV. CV is the course of life. So it's usually bulky. It contains work experience, your achievement, award, scholarship and grant, your coursework, your research project, and all of that. So it usually contains a whole lot of stories. But then in resume, we are not looking for stories. What they are looking for basically is straight to the point. So it's usually one pager. Then I will show us a cheat code on how to create your resume from LinkedIn direct. Because we're going to build, then I'm going to show us how to do it direct. Because another thing is most times if you are applying for international gig, I'm working on two international gig currently, right? And how I got them is when I sent my resume was in tune with what is on my LinkedIn. So make sure that while you are building your resume is in tune with what is on your LinkedIn. And then your LinkedIn and resume is in tune with what is in your portfolio. Because especially if you're in a graphic design field, you're in a data analyst field, there should be the same information. And then there will also be linkage because this is actually what you need in your field along the line, right? So we said in the CV, what the CV will contain is contact information, academic history, professional experience, qualification and skills, award and honors, publication, professional association, grant and fellowship, and all of that, right? Sometimes you can even include your hobbies and interests. Okay, so we said how to format your CV, right? Is stick it keep it consistent, maintain your spacing, right? And then you need to put in a whole lot of extensive work history. Now I'm gonna teach you a flexible part on working on that, right? So extensive work history. Now I'm gonna give you a secret on your resume because your resume is one pager, right? Your resume, you're going to be being direct. You're not going to give extensive work history. Where you will play the role of extensive work history will come in your cover letter. I'm just going to guide you on how to do that, right? You're going to go straight to the point, right? Another thing that will also help us is while you've built your CV or your resume, you can go to this site to gauge what you've done. So one of the sites is Zeti, another site is Life Career, another one is Resume Worded, another one is JobScan, another one is ZipJob. So this site will be able to grade, okay, this is how our CV is, our CV industrial like, is our CV award like, and all of that. So we're going to be grading that on this particular site. All right. So I'm going to be coming to resume now. So I want to know, because this class is going to be interactive and all of that. Do we understand the concept of CV? Because while we begin to go to the practical section, I want to hit that we are all in tune. So basically, I'm going to ask a question now. In your field currently, do you need a CV or you need a resume? All right, I'm going to be expecting answers from four of us. Yeah. So in your field currently, do you think you need a CV or a resume? Drop it in the chat box. If you can respond, respond. Do you think you need a CV or a resume? All right. All right. Rose said a resume, which is fantastic. True. All right. More people. Basit said a resume. All right. Perfect. Okay. Kehinde said a resume. Okay. Fine. So Joseph, for you. Okay. I don't know if Joseph is on the call. Maybe he's working. Yeah. You need a resume. So you see the trick. So anytime you are sending a document beyond one page, okay, okay, you are a UX designer, perfect. You also need a resume. I'm a UI UX designer. I'm into digital marketing. You need a resume, right? I'm a UI UX designer. I'm into digital marketing. I also do front end. I teach. I'm very much in the tech space. I have a startup as well. What you need as a UX designer, you need a resume, right? So I'm going to teach you how to structure that. So you too need a resume, basically, right? So basically, a resume is one pager, but if you can go two page, fine. But anything beyond two page, then it has gone out of it. Well, so most times I tell people to on how to maximize the one page. So I'm going to teach us how that is done as well. So we said a resume is a formal document that a job applicant creates to itemize their qualification for a position. It is usually what one pager document focus on that field. Now get the strategy. I will always say this. If you're applying for a US design role and you are structuring your resume, you are putting customer care, accounting field, it is unnecessary. Except you did a design function at that role. If it's customer care service you did there, it is not necessary. So most times you should be quick to edit information. If you're applying for a customer care service work, right, you cannot structure your CV with the customer care experience. So most times it's better that you can put yourself, you play the role of the US design associate company, play the role of US design associate company. Because when a recruiter is recruiting for a job or is recruiting you for a job, they want to see that you have experience tailored to that position you are applying. They are not looking for general experience. So it's not general. So most times we make the mistake that some of us will bulk our CV with like 10 experience. Some people will put class teacher. Some people will put sales and marketing seller. Some people will put insurance on field. And you're applying for a design role, or you're applying for a yes, you're applying for a design role, and these are your experience. Nobody will give you the job. Nobody. So far, even if you list like 20 and they are not tailored to the design field, they can't trust your ability to do the job. So what people don't know is tailoring that your resume for that field. So there's a tailoring to that field. So that will help you. So while we are building the 1 to 2 page document, is a summary basically, right? We are going to be tailoring your experience to that field. Then I'm also going to teach you magic on how to your other experiences. So most times your resume, depending on the field you are applying, you'll be changing your experience level there. So if you're applying for a UX design role, you can put you'll be so most times if it's a okay, you are welcome, Adebusola. So most times, if it's a tech field, you can play your design role in a way. So most times, if I'm applying for a full stack job, I play around my design role and also play around my front end and back end role. So there's a way you keep the interval because it's still within the tech space. So if you're applying for a job, you can play around your experiences within the tech space. All right. So this is how you do it is whenever you're applying for a job, make sure the experiences you are listing on the resume are in line with what you are applying for. So in other words, if you're applying for a digital marketing role, if what you are putting as your experience level is class teacher and customer care service, that would not make the recruiter to consider you for the job because your resume should be tailored to the job you are applying. All right, do we get that? Do we get that? Indicate if you understand what I just said. Do we understand that? Okay, do we understand? Do we understand? All right. Okay, perfect. So well, while we are building the resume, yes, so it's gonna be tailored for that field. All right. So we said resumes are used to apply for any job that is not associated with what academia. Remember, I told you before. Where do we use CV? We use CV in two fields, especially if you are dealing with academia or you are dealing with research. But when it's beyond academia and research, you send in resume. Nobody has time to go through 12 pager document because you're applying for a job. Make it precise. So resume is anytime you are seeing job application, what they're asking you basically is your resume. All right. So from your first job out of high school to your last, you will need to know how to make a strong resume if you want your employers to take you serious. So one thing you will gain here is your resume should be tailored to the field you are applying. All right. So we're going to be doing that as well. So these are the basic steps to writing a resume. So most times, if I'm applying for a company, right, the digital marketing firm, or for a company, I tend to go research about them. At the current company I am working with, I tend to go research about them. So there's a way I will now choose the format on what to do. I will now present my strength. So most times I have my GitHub link, I have my Behance link, I have a whole lot of link, a whole lot of projects. If I'm applying for a tech firm, my CV is filled with a lot of links to a lot of my projects. So that will convince the recruiter that I know what I'm doing. I'm going to show you a CV I built where on the CV, as I'm telling you, I designed this, I built this, I'm dropping a link for you to go direct and see. So there's how we also build that. So these are the basic steps in writing a CV. One is to gather information, then you choose a format, then we're going to write contact information. Yes, your contact information. At your contact information, because most times if you're applying for outside gigs, they're going to be asking you for your LinkedIn profile. That's why if you're going to be in this class, by the end of this class, you must have a very optimized LinkedIn, and LinkedIn must be your friend. LinkedIn is so important because of the branding and the perspective it gives. So anytime you come on LinkedIn, it's for professionals. So that most international gigs you'll be getting will be asking for your LinkedIn profile. Very critical. All right. So you're gonna craft a headline and summary. You're gonna detail your experience and education, highlight your skill, add additional section if maybe, then tailor your resume for the job. All right. So another thing that can be there is contact information, resume summary, work experience, education, skills, and all of that. All right, so I'm going to be talking on key differences between CV and resume. Now, in your resume, when we're going to be talking on resume, right? Your resume, right? You can say I have experience as a digital marketer, or you can write digital marketer from 2012 to 2014. Then highlight more of your roles. So it's going to be like a summary. But when you come to your cover letter, you're not going to kill it well, that you're going to elaborate what you were doing more for the company and how they were able to achieve growth. So in other words, if I'm applying for a digital marketing role for Mobi, while I said I was digital marketing at Emzor, I will also highlight that my digital marketing role was able to bring in conversion and leads, in the sense that when I came to Enzo as of the year 2009, their capital and their sales per lead was at the 0.5%. But when I was brought into the job, the sales per lead increased to like 20%. So you're going to be backing these words. You're going to, because they need, as I told you before, every recruiter needs to be convinced that they are employing the right person for the job. So these are the format. Most times people just do one anyhow CV and send, or one anyhow resume and send, and then your cover letter is a whole bogus, and then you're like, why am I not getting? Even if you send 2,000 job applications, so far you're not giving the right thing to the person, then you're not going to be selected. All right. So we're going to say key differences between a CV and resume. So I said, unlike a resume which concentrates on communicating your most relevant work experience and education history, a CV is a longer, more detailed, and can include more personal information relevant to what academic and research position. The biggest difference between a resume and a CV is that a resume emphasizes work experience and job skill over education. Perfect. Especially if you're in the tech space where I am, nobody cares about your education. Because where I've been in tech space for over 5 to 6 years. All people bother about is what can you offer. So in your resume, what you're showing more is your offering. They want to see your job experience. That's why most times if you're applying for most jobs in the tech space, data analyst and all of that, they will ask you what is your experience level? Are you entry level? If you notice that is their most common question. Experience level. Then they will ask you what skill, which software do you know how to handle? What do you know how to do? Education is not a priority when it comes to resume. Two things that are prioritized over education are your experience and your skill tailored for that job or that field you are going for. All right. So while we are building your LinkedIn and your and all of that, we're going to be tailoring your experience and skill for that field, right? Then education outcomes. So in other words, we prioritize your experience and skill over education in resume. But in CV, your education is prioritized first over experience, then skill. That's why most times if you check in your universities, right? If you want to begin to teach and all of that and be able to be employable to be a lecturer, you must have done your masters or you must have done your PhD. As a BSc holder, you can't do that. Why? They prioritize education. So even if you are one of the best students in your class, you came out with first class, you must have your masters and your PhD because their own is they work with education. So nobody's looking at what you can offer yet. It's how far, what is your experience level. After education, they look at your experience before they can now give you the job. In other words, when writing a resume, you should only focus more on your most relevant experience and omit details that you don't think the employers will what care about. All right. So far, have we been getting it before I go into cover letter? Have we been getting it? Do we understand? Indicate if you understand. Right, I understand. Okay, as it said you understand. So more response, more response. Do we understand the difference between a resume and cover letter? Okay, perfect. All right, I need more responses. Okay, perfect. Rose says she understands. Okay, Sola says she understand. Okay. Joseph Carlo, are you here? All right. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna be going to cover letter now. So basically, what is a cover letter? So cover letter is a one-page business letter. So most times, be careful. Your cover letter should not be two-page as well. You're gonna, if you remember in school, most times you're gonna keep it because these recruiters are getting over 1,000 of these. Some people get 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. So if you are writing longer page stuffs, it's they some of them don't get the time to even read through them. So a one-page business letter that you submit when applying to a job along with your what resume as a piece of persuasive writing. In other words, while you were giving summary of your experience on your resume, on your cover letter, you are buttressing the role you played in in that company and the results you got. Remember, I used digital experience where I was telling you that the sales per lead was at a very low, but when I came, I increased the sales per lead. Now, the person the recruiter you're writing to is like, okay, this guy has some secrets for him to be able to increase this because in your cover letter you are buttressing the results you have gotten. So this convinces the recruiter that, oh, this is good, this person knows what he's doing. All right. So as I said before, your cover letter is one page, and then is a piece of persuasive writing. So your cover letter will aim to convey to the employer why you're a good candidate for the what for the role. All right. So the cover letter provides information to the employer about what the candidate is as a professional and as a person. So they want to see your lifestyle. The most time you will see sometimes you're applying for a foreign gigs, they will tell you to do a video for you to talk about yourself, freestyle and all of that. So they want to see you as a professional and as a person. So most times where people confuse is that person they begin to write hobbies. Most times a lot of people are funny. I like to sleep, I like to eat, those ones are good, but there's how you tailor your place as a person. Most people want to see that your hobbies are more around socializing. So most of the things I usually tell people is when it comes to that point, like I like to socialize, I like to network, I like to share ideas, and I also like to be able to grow in a team. They want to see that you have that team building. So most times these are the kind of ways they want to see, right? So these are part of what we'll be able to learn and also grow it. All right. So this includes your area of interest, professional goals, knowledge, skills they have gained over the years, achievement, passions, and what aspiration. All right. So this is what a cover letter should contain, basically. So are we taking notes? For some of us here, are we taking notes? Are we taking notes? Please indicate if you are taking notes so that you are going so that it looks like you are getting maximum value as well. Are we taking notes? Indicates. Okay. Okay, many of us will be able to watch the video, but let's also take note because as I said before, I'll be giving an assignment at the end of each class. All right. So assignment to be given because and then we'll be able to build our CV after each class. While the video is provided, there's an assignment. So and excuses will not be needed for the assignment because at the end of this class, I want that all of this has been done and you get value for what you're paying for. All right. So that would help you as well. So first thing and about a cover letter one, you need to introduce yourself to the hiring manager. In other words, they don't know you, so you are going to sell yourself. I'm a digital marketing. I am a digital marketer. This is so firm and all of that. So you're going to be able to sell yourself. All right. For the slide, you will get a video. Not the slide. The video recording will be provided. All right. So the video recording will be provided, and also you should also be able to jot as well. All right. So second, you're going to provide details about your qualification. Third, you're going to tell the employer why you want to work for them. Very critical. Why should they pick you? So why do you want to work for them? Fourth, illustrate why you are the best man for the job. All of this will be answered. We're going to do one. And then explain circumstances like job opening or gaps in your employment. We'll find a way to avoid you stating that there was gap in your employment, because most employers, the one they know that there's gap, they will want to ask you crazy questions. So there's a way we'll play around that. So most times I tell people, you will say you were freelancing at that particular time. So there's how we'll play around the word freelance so that you don't have to say so much there. All right. So I'm going to be coming to the word portfolio. So portfolio is very critical because, like I said before, I build portfolio for different fields: data analyst, graphic design, UI UX design. Um, if you are in the front end and back end space, full stack, even for cyber security guys and all of that. So there are portfolios that your words you'll be hearing predominantly in that areas are portfolios, portfolios, portfolios. All right. So we say a portfolio is a compilation of academic and professional materials that exemplify your belief, skill, qualification, educational training, and what experience. All right. So before we hit here, now this is what a portfolio is basically. You can say you are a digital marketer and you've done digital marketing for Emzor, for Total. Now, what portfolio is your CV is a written document. Now, portfolio is not evidence that you did that. So, in other words, while you're building a portfolio for your digital marketing experience, you're going to be bringing that result that you said in your portfolio, in your CV, that you were able, in your cover letter, that you were able to increase the lead from 3% to 20%. Your portfolio will now have pictures of what you did and what and how you got the result. So those things is now, so portfolio is not like that thing where you talk for TV. True, true. With the evidence. So portfolio is an evidence of your resume. Do we get? So I'm going to show us how portfolio looks like. An evidence of your resume is portfolio. In other words, we want to see that you are not lying. So most times it will not look like you are lying, or those information where you tell us na lie. So where the recruiter will catch you, right? So most times if you're applying for international gig, you're applying for remote job, they will ask you for your resume, they'll ask you for your LinkedIn, they'll ask you for your portfolio, because they want to see those things that you have said in your CV. Let's see the evidence. So if you are lying, they will catch you in your portfolio. So most times what people don't know is, if you're applying for international gig, they will always make portfolio optional sometimes. But let me give you a cheat code. If you upload resume and you didn't upload portfolio, especially if you are in the tech space and you're applying for international gig, the chances that they will reach out to you is 0.1%. 99% sure, I'm so sure they will not reach out to you, because your portfolio is very, for them to give you that place, even if they put it as optional, it's compulsory. Have you noticed that even sometimes some people put a cover letter as optional? Do you know it's compulsory as well? People that submit cover letter and submit that portfolio link are usually given preferential treatment over people that do not. All right. So we said why the two are similar in function, that is, they are both used to showcase a skill set for prospective role. The CV provides a relevant overview of qualification and experience, and a portfolio provides the what? The evidence. So evidence that you are not lying is the portfolio. All right. So using a portfolio to supplement your CV is a surefire way to strengthen your job application. While the two are similar in function, that is, they are both used to showcase a skill set for a prospective role. The CV provides a relevant overview of qualification and experience, while a portfolio actually gives you the evidence. So, evidence of your resume or CV is your portfolio. Please, are we there? Do we understand what I've been saying so far? Indicate if you understand what I've been saying so far. All right. Indicate, indicate. Do we understand? Do we understand? Are we there? Are we there? I need communication. Do we understand? All right. Yes. From Joseph. Okay. Adusala, yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Basit just left. Okay. So, Rose, are you on the call? All right. So before Rose comes, all right. So and then I would also like us to state our field. So I will help us because I'm going to be showing us how different portfolio looks like. I have portfolios because as I said before, I train people in product design. Rose is also one of the students that is wanting to learn product design as well. All right. So I train people in product design. What's the problem? All right. All right. If I hear indicate. All right. Okay. Sorry about. Okay. And can we hear me? I think I lost a lot of us. I think it was network. All right. Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Okay, Rose, I've joined back. Okay, I guess it was network. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, that is perfect. Okay. So we're talking on portfolio, right? And I was planning on showing us some portfolios and all of that. All right. Sorry about the network ish. Okay. Can we see my screen? Can we see my screen? Reality, we can see my screen. All right. Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. Perfect. So I'm gonna be taking us on how a portfolio looks like basically. All right. So that will guide us as well on how it looks like. So so that you will see what you are gonna be doing in the class as well. So that would also help us with what we'll be doing. So before I come to LinkedIn, right? So like I said before, I will need to know our various disciplines and field so that I will now know how to tailor because everybody has different portfolio for their field. So how your field will look like in terms of portfolio might be different um from how your our own field will look like. Okay, customer service is for roles, which is perfect. Okay, fine. Okay, for people not in customer service, that so for customer service also, you'll be needing we'll also be building portfolio. Okay, there's other places. So what about it? What about you? So let's type our various fields so that we know what we're doing. Okay, Rose is customer service. Joseph, Kende, Busola. Okay, Joseph said it's US design. So we're going to be building for you under the design field, which is nice. So what of Busola, Kende, and the rest? Data science, that's it. Perfect. So I'm going to be guiding you on how to do that, which is going to be nice. Kende and Busola, what about you too? Okay, Kende and Busola. Okay, virtual assistant. Okay, okay, that will be fine. So it's still under the IT space. Okay, which is nice. And then Kende, do you have a role? I know what you're doing. Okay, data analysis too. Okay, you and Basit will be building along the same line. You guys will be working with the same. All right. So I've done so much in terms of portfolio. I'm going to be showing you different portfolios, right, that I built. So for a designer, I use different sites. I'm going to show you I show you people I've done for. All right. So let me get it because I'm meant to touch LinkedIn. So I'm going to be showing us how to build a CV as well. I'm going to build one together as well. All right. So that would be part of what we'll be doing. So pending when I show up the portfolio. So let me talk on LinkedIn, right? Because we're going to be working with LinkedIn as well, which is going to be a powerful tool for what we'll be doing. Now, LinkedIn is so professional that any big brand that wants to succeed now must be on LinkedIn. That is how important it is. And I'm also going to be showing my LinkedIn profile so that you will look and you will see how because I get a lot of gig because of how optimized my LinkedIn is. So anything I teach you is what I've done, I've practiced, and is how I function. All right. So we say LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network on the internet. You can use LinkedIn to find the right job or internship, connect and strengthen your professional relationship, and learn the skill you need to succeed. In fact, LinkedIn is one of my powerful network because most places that wants to recruit me for jobs, the moment I send my LinkedIn profile, that has given me an extra edge. I don't need to talk much. That will just give it to me because it's an edge. I said a complete LinkedIn profile can help you connect with opportunities, showcase your profile story through experience, skill, and what? Education, right? We're also going to be optimizing LinkedIn as well. So we said a LinkedIn profile is a page that describes your career history, education, and also include other information that you will like to share with the employers, recruiters, and other personal words connection. All right. So the question I'll be asking now that is very paramount is, why is LinkedIn important to the recruiters? All right. So LinkedIn is designed specifically for professionals, right? Making it a hub for networking and connecting with what potential candidates. In fact, I'm going to be teaching us how we job hunt or how we search for job on LinkedIn, because any job you are sending on LinkedIn, the recruiter comes to check your LinkedIn profile. So are you seeing why you're getting an extra package? Because most times, even to build CV alone is 5,000 to 10,000. I'm telling you for a fact. But here I'm going to guide you on how to be. You are going to have a good CV. You're also getting a portfolio. Portfolio building alone is like 10,000, 15,000. Some places collect 30,000. But this is an extra package. Then I'm also going to help you with your LinkedIn optimization. So you're getting four in one for a value that at the end of this place, you're going to be able to maximize it. All right. So LinkedIn is a place where any job you are sending, the recruiter comes to check your page to see if you are what you are saying you are. All right. So if what you are telling us is what you are, so if what you are saying is not, they can judge from your page and how well you use it. All right. So we say 6 things your profile reveals to a recruiter. Right. In how we are going to be structuring the first, attention to detail, how passionate you are about your industry, how your peers and clients rate you, right? You must have a solid network. What is your following? Who follows you? What content are you posting? You cannot say you're a graphic designer and on your LinkedIn account you have not posted any graphic design. In fact, all you talk about is football on your LinkedIn account and you say you're a graphic designer. Nobody's going to take you serious. And then they are looking, because on your LinkedIn will also be showing your skills and your experience. So do you have the skills and experience they are looking for? Another thing is your personality a good fit? Right? So that is something that we'll be looking at. All right. Then before we come to conclusion, let me show you, for people that is in UX design, that is like Joseph Carlo, right? So I want to show you how some different portfolio will look like. All right, for those in data science, I did one last week with a group of people. There were over 500, basically, a group of data analysts and data science. It was paid, very, very much paid. So it was well structured as well, right? So I can't even discuss what was the cost, but that was well to do. So different field have their different portfolio, like I said before. So that will guide us on how to build that. All right. So this is one portfolio, and different portfolio I've built for a whole lot of people. All right. I want to get it ready. Okay. Okay. This one. All right. So I'm going to be showing it. All right. So for a US designer, right. So this is how a portfolio will look like. It's going to contain different designs of projects. So when you tell them I've designed a project, is going to show them. So this person says she has designed 6 projects. So I was part of a project here, right? I'm also going to show my own as well. So this is 6 projects. So if you click on a project here, the recruiter is going to come to see what you did in that project. So when you come, so basically I train people in the UI UX design field, right? This is my field. I've been doing that for over 4 to 5 years, basically. So this is somebody that's saying she's a UI UX. Yours is US, but this one is UI UX. So she's showing the design. The whole write-up is the UX. They also go with the research. All right, so you can see the user research, you can see the whole lot of experience. Now the design is here as well. All right, this is the empathy map, the user persona, and this one is talking more about the application. All right, so this is how portfolio look like. So portfolio is like details on what you did that you say you are doing. So you're going to be seeing something like this because while we begin to build something like this, so we're going to be coming up on how to design some certain screens because this will cover, and that's why I say portfolio building is a whole lot on its own. So this is how it's going to look like. You're going to be working in the US line. All right. So for those that is going to be touching different aspects, I'm also going to come here. This is just for the design. Then I'm going to be showing you my LinkedIn to show you how optimized it is. So it's going to guide you so that you can see how to have an optimized LinkedIn as well. All right. Please, are we getting value? Can you see my screen? Hope we are getting value. Can you see my screen? All right. Are we here? Are we here? Okay, Basit. Okay, Rose. Okay. Okay. Besola raised her hand. Okay, okay, to say she understands. All right. I'm coming. I'm trying to get my LinkedIn ready so I can show you how optimized your LinkedIn can be. All right. For those that will be doing data science, I'm also gonna show you that data science and data reason. We're gonna build that as well. So from that, I said from next class, I'm gonna be very fast going into what we're going to be doing today is just to introduce us to what we'll be doing. I'm also going to drop a cover letter on the group. Many of us are going to tailor it. Like I said before, I've been able to explain what we have to do. So we're going to be working with sample of cover letter. We're going to write one. While we're done, we're also going to submit as well. All right, so that we'll be able to handle that and that. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my LinkedIn now. So while you're here, you can go and follow. Right? It's very optimized. Most times I just come the next day I'm seeing 800 people, 20 people, 40 people checked out your profile. This and this and that. Why? Because of how optimized it is. All right. So gonna be showing it now. All right. Pending that, hope we understand what I've been said so far. Please, do we understand? All right. I'm gonna be sharing it now. Okay. This is my LinkedIn though. I think I have close to 5,500 followers now. All right. So I'm going to be teaching us on how to because most times is how optimized it is, and most times you begin to have large following because you have an optimized LinkedIn. All right. So this is my LinkedIn. So as I said before, I'm into product design. I build portfolio, full stack, into social media management, digital marketing strategies, content writer, and a whole lot. Right. So when you come to my about, I've worked with a whole lot of companies, right? IITA, Go My Code, and Vivo, Zuri, and a whole lot. But that is not where I also posted yesterday, so I post consistently. So when you come to experience, experience has to contain a whole lot in my design field and my tech field. So because I'm in the tech space, you see full stack engineer, design lead, and a whole lot. And if I go down into my experiences here, there's so much. I just want to show you. Then I'm going to show you my education where you will see. Then you have certification. Then you're going to be seeing so many projects that I've worked on. This place is just for projects, right? So this place will show you where I've volunteered. Now, this is where my skills are listed. So I have over 22 skills here, right? So most times when a recruiter is coming and they are coming to see a whole lot that you've offered and you can offer, and then with the experience level gained over time, that would guide them that they are recruiting the best person. So services is also here. Also content strategy, digital marketing, lead generation, product marketing, SEO, graphics, US research, web design, and a whole lot more. All right. So this is how we're going to be, because I'm going to teach you. This one is also one class. I'm going to basically do this to structure our LinkedIn in a very good positive light. Right? So that will be covered as well in what we'll be doing. Right? Do we understand, please? Do we get? Do we understand? Do we understand? All right, perfect. Okay, the rest people, do we understand? Okay, Kende, Rose, do we understand? Okay, perfectly. And then, all right. So, little sir, all right. You everything will be explained while we start the class. All right. I'm going to be dropping an assignment on the group. Your assignment, you're going to be submitting it in a Google Word document. I'm also going to send cover letters structure on how we write some of the ones we'll be doing. All right. So, do we have any question? Do you have question? And hope we got value. Do we have question? Thank you so much, Robin.
I have a question, sir.
All right, what is your question?